Hello, everyone, and welcome to ABN 1 for the HTL Michigan 150 here in Michigan, Brooklyn, Michigan, to be a bit more exact. And this is the HTL Hammer Down Truck Series, and we see as obviously the 44 truck and the 41 go around on the surface right now of Caleb Carter and Scott J. Posnitsky. But before we get to that, as the warm-up's about to end, let's introduce ourselves here. I am Kevin Young, and I am joining the booth again this week with Strix Pulsatrix. She is manning the cameras, and she will be operating the production here, as I will be riding my elegant voice, maybe a little less elegant, as it seems a bit congested. But at the very least, we'll provide a good race here today for Michigan for 62 laps. So qualifying is about to start here, as we'll see one truck going away here. This is the 83 of Jonathan Adams, and then you see the 37, 51, Jeremy Braille, a few other trucks electing to come down here, as most trucks will come out and do a lap. As, again, if you are new here, just tuning in, the HTL Hammer Down Truck Series, similar to the HTL Cup Series, all drivers get one lap to set a time. So these drivers have a warm-up lap, and basically this is what we're watching now, and they'll have one lap to set a time, and whatever time they hit, time they set. So we'll ride on board here with Caleb Eichler, who was making some good progress last night in the Cup Series at Michigan, who was able to get a top 10 and has been slowly getting faster and faster in the Cup Series, also showing that same pace here in the Truck Series, looking to get that truck maybe in the top 10 again and qualify that truck quite nicely here and maybe get a chance at a win. So as Caleb Eichler, his little Toyota machine here, comes across the line to start his flying lap, he's going to be joined by a ton of drivers. And at the very least, at least for him, at least we're looking at a positive right now, his second Sector 2 time on his warm-up lap was the fastest of all the cars that have currently gone out there and taken a warm-up lap right now. So obviously it's not indicative of pace speed on a full lap, but at the very least, it's interesting to note at the very least as he completes his one lap here. So as Caleb Eichler comes down, hits the apex nicely. Obviously, you want to run the truck low here. Obviously, during the main race, we're going to see multiple lines form, multiple grooves form, as cars will go up and down and maybe see four wide action. But here in qualifying, you want to run that low seam, cut the dog leg, and across the line, Caleb Eichler will slot his truck in P6. And currently at the top of the board is Dale Markowski. Speaking of Markowski, there he is right now, finishing up his lap and cooling down. Look at some trucks that are currently maybe on a run here. Byron Jones is currently coming out of pit lane here. David Pugh, as we're cutting to right now, is also on a lap here as well. We'll see exactly how he can do here. He's now running a bit of the wall here, going to pinch it high. We'll see what that 60 truck can do. 60 truck right now is on his flying lap here, halfway through the lap right now as we speak. Bit unorthodox to see a truck really pinch that high wall here, run that high line, like we see at Homestead, like we see at Auto Club. Usually not the most ideal qualifying line, but we'll see here how he does as he comes off of 4. Going to come way low, cut the dog leg, almost cut the dog leg, and across the line, it is going to be good enough for P23, so not the fastest lap in the book. Now we'll cut to Pacey Wygant, who is on a warm-up lap right now. This is not his flying lap. He is coming to take his flying lap here. And again, try to take in some super speedway strats here, running high to the wall. We'll see if he keeps that strategy going on his flyer or if he'll graduate down low to start his main lap here. So going to go high. We'll see what line he elects to take. Nice little stopwatch counter on the screen. And he will gravitate low, not really hugging the line, but right in the seam between the low and the lower middle groove there. And we'll jiggy on up the track here onto the backstretch. Looking to see who is yet left to set a time here as we see Pacey going down the stretch here. We do have Zach Ryder who's about to start a warm lap, and Austin Mongold, the only other two drivers so far yet to take an attempt here. Start on the warm laps have not yet attempted to finish do a lap here. As one has just started the warm lap. But as Pacey Wygant, we'll focus on him as we are focused on him as he comes across the line. Last week's winner, no less. And he will slot that truck up to 3rd, just behind Dale Markowski and Mark Parker's right now on the 2nd row, right next to James Wright. And now here's the 28 truck of Zach McBride. Only truck on a flyer right now. A little shot of his plain white helmet there. We do have a few other drivers connecting late here, so we'll see as this is a longer session than usual, as it's a bigger track. Instead of a 5-minute session, it's a 10-minute session. So we'll see here if any other drivers like to go out. But as the 28 crosses the line, he will slide his truck up to 14th. And now Austin Mongold is the only driver on a flyer. But right now he's coming to start his flyer in that 38 machine. Remember, one at Atlanta. So 1 win already in the Truck Series, looking to try to put himself in a good spot to make it 2. So, yeah, we just heard a little bit of technical difficulties. We got it worked. Thank you to Six there. Fixing up the audio issue. Obviously, I was still lively, but the trucks were a bit muted, if you would say. So a nice little onboard shot here with the 38, giving us an indicator of what he can do here. Still over 5 minutes concession as we see him coming through 3 and 4 right now, as we see his training paints getting updated. We'll see if he's running a different paint scheme here. And actually, session will get called there on a lap. Ooh, indeed. Technically, it's usually a 5-minute session, and it went over. But, yeah, that lap will not count. So Austin Mongol will be starting the back. Not too thrilled with that one, but it is what it is. Let's see that. So anyways, the trucks begin the grid here. We'll take a look at the starting lineup here as Mark Parker's trying to do double duty here. He will take pole position. Will Dale Markowski, first race in the Truck Series here tonight, will be on the front row. Moving down through the grid, we got Pacey Wygant and James Wright in row number 2. Joe Rodriguez and Richard Gonzalez in row 3. Byron Jones and Nathan Eastep in row 4. Patrick Oberstadt and John Hagan in row 5. Martin Roberg and Angel Santiago in row 6. Jonathan Adams and Zach McBride in row 7. Casey Ellis and Ryan Pennell in row 8. Jeremy Breo and Caleb Eichler in row 9. Lily Frazier and Christopher Pendell in row 10. Jordan Smeal and Scott J. Posnensky in row 11. Jonathan Smeal, thank you, must have misread that. Bobby Blowers and Dean Clavitt in row 12. Alfred Denny and Caleb Carter in row 13. David Pugh and Tristan Bayer in row 14. Stephen Oberstadt and Austin Mongol in row 15, getting to the drivers that did not set times. Callie Height and Richard O'Day must be really hitting the Z's here, as Height and O'Day make up the last rows. They also did not set times. Oh boy, here we go for the race, as we still on pit lane here, waiting for the last few cars here to queue up. Waiting on the last row here to queue up here. And once they do, we will start our warm-up, not warm-up, but start our pace laps and get ready to start this race. As we see here, Six operating the camera's getting a nice little zoom in here from the tower, if you will, showing all trucks. And we'll take a quick look at the race summary. And now we'll take a look at the weather, which may be a bit more relevant in this situation, as we have not seen anything in the race yet. Temperature of 78 degrees Fahrenheit, humidity of 1, a wind in the north of 2 miles an hour, and partly cloudy. Same conditions we've seen almost week in and week out, and probably a lot of the conditions we'll see for a lot. Picture perfect day here in Michigan. So as the trucks begin to roll away here, looks like we're going to get one extra pace lap here, possibly. No, only one. Had to reread the list there. But yeah, there's the track conditions. All the cars pull away. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays, because if it's anything to go off what we saw in the Cup Series last night, we saw multiple lines getting run, drivers really putting themselves to the limit here and making that car work in tight situations. And it's kind of interesting to note, with the Cup Series being a bit of a clean race, if you will. Usually when one goes good, the other one is not always indicative to go the same way, but hopefully that trend gets bucked tonight here. So a nice little blimp shot here shows the trucks getting nice and gripped up here, as they will go green this time by. This also gives you a nice little view of the virtual Michigan and the hills of virtual Michigan. Obviously, once you get past the track, there's really just Microsoft Flight Simulator textures back there, basically looking from a Google Map image. But that will not stop us here. So, as the pace car is going to go 1 lap, so I thought we had an extended lap, and we will have an extended lap, so my mistake on that one. Usually get 2 laps here, but didn't see it pop up in my Delta. Now, obviously, we see this, so we're going to go 1 more lap here, kind of truly give us a show of Michigan here, and let the drivers kind of calm their nerves before we get going here. So a nice little onboard rear quarter panel shot of our current pole sitter, Mark Parkhurst, driving that UPS 42 here. So he's on the inside line. Kind of just shows you how deep the field goes here. Then we get a bumper shot of said 42 truck as well. Being defending last race winner, the 00 there, currently in the second row. Got some stiff competition behind here. So Parkhurst is going to have to be on his A game, even though he has won once. He won at Homestead. So obviously he wants to join the 2 winners club, along with our only other 2 winners so far this season, John Hagan. We'll go a little bit further through the back here. There is the 7-1 of Lily Frazier. She is currently in 18th position right now, just in the same row as Caleb Eichler. They are rocking back there. So right on bar here with the 42 here as the pace car takes the lonesome trip down pit lane. Gonna be on green flag here. You can hear the crowd rowing. Green flag is out, and away we go for the Michigan 150 here on ABN 1. And you can already see some aggressive side drafting going into 1. You're going to see trucks beginning to fan into position here. Obviously, we're not going to see as many loosey-goosey as we saw last night in the Cup Series. We saw a lot of cars get a little bit loose off of 2 here. Doesn't seem to be as a kryptonite right now as we saw through practice, and, well, I've seen through practice and qualifying, so it doesn't seem indicative. But you can see Parker's get a little loose off Apex there, and that's going to allow Pacey Wygen to take the lead and take lap number 1 in the book as we're following Patrick Oberstadt here as he is in a battle currently in 9th, just near the top 10 here as he is battling the 29 truck of Roberg along with Gonzalez and Adams. So obviously you can see right now trying to make those 3 lines work here, find somewhere to put that truck, but at least for the top 5, or 4 I should say, now 5. It is taking a car around the back. That's Ryan Pinnell. Multiple trucks also facing evasive action here. We'll see if anyone else got a piece of it. You can see a few trucks hard in the wall. I think that was Casey Ellis. There's someone there hits. Yeah, it was Casey Ellis that hit it hard. That engine is gone. That thing almost reminded me a bit of, blanking on the name right now, it'll come to me probably in a second here. Driver of the Hefty machine back in the Xfinity Series back in 2012. But regardless, though, engine is smoking there. That thing is going to be hard to fix, if fixable at all. So it could be day done for the 35 machine. So we'll take a look at the replay here, see exactly what happened. I saw Ryan Pinnell spin, and at that point, everyone was taking evasive action here. So keep an eye on that orange and blue car right now on the screen. Hard to see exactly. Oh, right there, Casey Ellis goes. Gets hooked on something, or someone, I should say, and then right into the 48. And at this point, the trap becomes a track blocker. And then you can see at this point, so we'll actually zoom in a little and roll back here. You can see battling for position. You can see Caleb Eichler on that high line there, and the 84 truck there in the middle, and just gets hooked right on the corner panel, and then sends the 18 spinning. And at this point, it's evasive action, trying to get around. Casey gets the worst of it, right into the wall hard. Tried to get on the brakes, but the truck would not stop in time. And that is going to be that. You can see, obviously, it dropping an engine, basically, as she goes around. Obviously, right now, having a barbecue on pit lane. So anyway, this is going to be an opportunity here. First caution night here on lap number 3. A few trucks going to come in here. Richard Gonzalez, Casey Ellis, Caleb Carter, Pendel, Breo. Obviously, Ode was on pit lane before this happened, along with a few of the trucks here. So opportunity for some trucks to kind of change strategies. Some that were involved in the incident or had to take evasive action. Maybe got a few licks, going to allow the opportunity to fix their trucks. So different strategy. And you see the 46 missing their box. So Jonathan Smeal overshooting, going to have to lose some time here. So it's not going to be a good restart position for him missing his box like that. So top 23rd on down, coming down pit lane here, leaving the top 22 staying out here on the racing surface. Thank you, by the way, someone in the chat. Eric McClure was the name I was looking for. Eric McClure, basically on the NASCAR Immaculate Grid site. Probably, if there was one, that would be a name that would pop up on that one. Thank you, Commando Griff 3, for helping me out with that name. But anyway, back to the front here. You can see Joe Rodriguez, after the 42 of Parkhurst, had a bit of a wobble coming out of 3 on the first lap. He ended up losing 2 spots. That opened door for Joel Rodriguez. Make sure I got that correct there. I did. And Pacey Wygant currently taking the front row here. 2 trucks that started outside the front row, now on the front row, coming to the restart next time by. Yeah, there's Joe Rodriguez rocking an orange truck. A very simplistic scheme with the iRacing stickers on it, but doesn't have to look flashy to be fast. And you can see that also with Pacey Wygant's 00 there. Very simplistic paint scheme. Running a bit different than we've seen him week in and week out. We'll actually refresh trading paints here just to see if anything changes. So it could be a trading paints issue. So maybe Joe Rodriguez is running because it's a 9 truck, probably an A-cent paint scheme along with the 00. Could be a bit of a trading paints glitch, so irregardless, yeah, now they are both white. There's something loaded in. It looks like Pacey Wygant's scheme now loaded in. They have similar skate schemes as well. So if they did have a paint scheme, sorry. That's the luck of the draw here, I guess, with trading paints having a bit of issues. Yeah, it's a trading paints issue. 6 wants to take full apologetics on that one. That's trading paints, not her fault. Anyway, though, field get bunched up here. 1 car has taken it behind the wall here. That is Casey Ellis, obviously on pit lane. Obviously, that her day is probably done with that engine basically being shot. Caleb Eichler has also taken it behind the wall as well, joining the retirement club here at the very least. Even though Casey may try to get back out here, but I don't like the odds that truck is going to make it. But they got a spare motor in the back. They could easily make something happen here, and they could try to get a few extra points here if more calamity ensues. So riding aboard here with the bumper camera of the 9 of Joe Rodriguez. Now riding aboard with the front bumper camera of the 42 of Parkhurst. You can see trucks wiggling up here a little bit, getting nice and comfortable here. Make sure the tires are warmed up here at the very least, gripped up here. As again, Michigan can be a bit of a prisoner if you don't take care of your tires. So pace car going to pull on in this time by. We'll ride aboard here with Joe Rodriguez and let him show us the restart here in the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out, and away Joel goes. And you can see he gets an all right launch, but you can see that 00 not allowing the 9 to get too far away here. You can see the 9 pulling up here. He will clear here. And I know the 00 going to try to maybe do an old switcheroo here. The 42 here, he's got to run. Is he going to try to split the middle here? Looks like he will not. You can see him also pretty much 2 by 2 by 2, a little bit further back here. We saw last time for our first restart, 1 truck got a little loose. Parkhurst and opened the door. Oh, they touched there. A little bit of an aggressive side draft there. Rodriguez apologizing in the chat, knowing and it did a little bit aggressive there. You can see the 00 going to ride him hard as well there. Not going to give an inch. You do not want to get buoyed on the track if you can help it. Going to allow a bit of a checkup here as we see basically the top 10 all in shot here, fighting for position. Nice to go a little further back. That's more than the top 10 at the very least. I'd say that's, looking at my timing and scoring, that's at least the top 13 we saw in that shot. Now here a little bit more zoomed in, we can see the top 3, 6 kind of starting to break away a little bit here. See what they can get. 00 going to go low here, looking to clear this time by. Pacey Wygant will successfully do so, and will put himself back up to the point of the race, and will lead this lap here coming on 7 to lap still 8. Yep, 8. Had to wait for a second to turn there. And now Joe Rodriguez is going to try to challenge back here. For those curious at home, Casey Ellis has now officially taken it behind the wall, and their day is now done, joining the car retirement point there. As you can see, the 9 trying to get a good run off the corner here, trying to side draft aggressively here. We'll ride on board with the 9 and show the angle. You can see 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. First 6 rows here. See Pacey gonna get clear here, but you can see if we turn the camera around here to the bumper camera, we can see teammate Byron Jones trying to make a move on Parkhurst for 3rd. You can see side by side coming to the line there. There we go. Side by side to the line. You can see Byron want to join the Ray up front here, try to make something happen. Honestly, if I had to take a guess, though, I'm assuming the 48's paint scheme is probably similar to the double zeros, except double zeros did not really load. So, for those keeping the score, that's probably what the double zeros looks like, except a different number indeed. That's not going to change the battle up front here as the 9 going to get a charge here. Neither car really allowing another one to go here. Changing the lead back and forth. The 9 going to be side by side, almost clear of the double zero. Not fully going to get it done here. It's double zero going to charge back here. And across the line, that was the 9 leading that lap by a hair. And now you can see the 48 wanting to join the show here. Going to take it 3 wide. Going to hug the low line. I don't like the odds of success. As you can see, the 42 getting a better run off. 48 going to try to arc the corner. Slide job his way up. Can't get it done. He'll fall down the 4 for the 41. A Posnetsky. A little loose there in the back, but will get back in line. He was around 13th position. But still, this battle is raging here. Pacey gets ahead here. Now Parker's going to try to challenge on Rodriguez. Parker's going to try to go the long way around here. And it seems like the strength of this is to try to arc the corner low and then basically slide job your way up the clear. Seems to be the name of the game here at Michigan here, at least early on. And Styx is obviously just refreshed one more time and has actually fixed the paint scheme for the double zero here. So good little view of what double zero is actually running. A little bit different. Actually, similar paint scheme to the 48 here at the very least. Well, slightly different at the very least. We can see the double zero going to play defensive here, going to help his teammate, give him a bit of a toe here. Going to try to help clear the battle here. And maybe he can get around the 42 of Parker's. Right there, there's a bit of a hole here. Parker's is going to slide down and mitt the feet here for the moment. And now the 48 going to get a run here. Going to get on the corner panel here. So Wychin is helping Jones here. Side by side for second. So Pacey obviously under challenge here from his own teammate here, Byron Jones. Again, taking that low line. He's really arced it low here. Cannot get clear. It's going to allow Joe Rodriguez to get up on the high line here. Now the 48's getting a bit of a box here. He can't really force his way up with Parkhurst on his outside. Bit of a hole is forming here now. He's got to keep his foot in it. And these two teammates can lock up the first 2 rows. Basically, the second car can play defense for the first one. After a second, see Joel Basic pushing as we're still on board here with Joel Rodriguez here, pushing the double zero to clear. Doesn't want to allow Byron to get a run here. Byron well clear this time by, going to get clear of the 9. Now the double zero's got no help, so the 9 going to switch low side. Parkhurst is going to stay high and fill the gap Joel Rodriguez had. And now the 9 going to try to push the 48 clear, so now he can be on the attack. Look at Joel go right there. Good bumper camera to show you. And he gets into the 48. 48 sideways. He'll save it. Great save, but Byron Jones not going to be too thrilled with the aggressive lunge by Joe Rodriguez there. We got a good bumper camera to show you just the move, but it was still a great save by Byron Jones. But now Byron Jones going to be down. So looking to see where he ended up being right now at the moment. Down in 21st and in the bit of the squirrel's nest here while Joe Rodriguez is falling down to 9th. A full shot here. You can see this the front 4 kind of breaking away. And then look at that cluster there for about 10th on back. They are 3 wide. Nice little far shot there to show you what exactly is going on here. Just that back there. We'll get in the middle of the middle here. And that's the 88, the 48 of Byron Jones, and one other car there in question. That is the 3 at Cali Height. All in that little fray we're currently watching. We're on board here with the 44 at Caleb Carter, who is side by side with the 88 of Stefan Oberstadt. And you can see Byron Jones, who was at 1 minute on top of the world, now back here, going to try to pull his way up. By the way, for those at home, if you are new here, this is good old-fashioned truck racing. There are no stage breaks, no cautions. The only cautions we will see is if a truck makes a mistake and brings out a caution. The caution does not come out. You'll see green flag running from here to finish, if that is in the cards. You'll see Caleb Carter in the midst of that battle there. That black and red Alta truck there, currently getting a charge there, pulling ahead of the 39, or getting slipstreamed by the 39, I should say. There's the 40 and Nathan Eastgap Square Dean paint scheme pulling in there. You can see the 71, a Lily Frazier, challenging the 40. Will cut back up here to the lead as Parkhurst has taken a run on Wygant and has taken back the lead. So our pole sitter is in first, and now we'll cut back to the 83 of Jonathan Adams, the 41 of Posnetsky, and the 28 of Zach McBride, all currently fighting a little bit lower back here. Look at exactly, this is just outside the top 10, in the middle of the top 10, I should say, 5, 6, and 7th, respectively. As you can see, well, actually a little bit further back now, this is where Ryan Pinnell is currently, in the 81. No, Ryan Pinnell's in the 18, but this is the 81 truck we're currently following here. There's Zach McBride. Actually, sorry, that was my mistake. That was Angel Santiago, similar orange and black paint scheme. We're still just looking at the top 10 here right now on a wide shot. So back up here, looking at the 21 right now. This is currently the battle for P4, 5, 6. There's Jonathan Adams looking to make the momentum going. He's got 2 podiums in back-to-back weeks, looking to try to make it a 3 for 3. He started the season kind of cold, had good runs, but couldn't finish, and now is looking to try to keep that momentum going here, just knocking. You can see a battle for the lead brewing as well, as Pacey Wygant wants that lead back from Mark Parkhurst. We'll see if Wygant can dime in the corner and slide up to get around Parkhurst here. And I think early on, you're not going to fight your neighbor too much here, as we get a nice little shot here of the rear of the 42. And now we'll cut to the front here, and you can see right now he's actually going to charge back. So not content for staying in second. We'll have to hold that thought. Caution is out. Caution is out. Seeing exactly who it may have been here. See, anyone in my battle box is telling me they were the cause of caution, but it looks like there's our problem right there. Ryan Pinnell, slow on the back stretch. Looks like he is the reason of the caution. We'll see if we can get a replay exactly what that was, if we can. And look, there's the replay right now. Six providing and delivering an yeah, that's a bit of an indicator right there. Gets loose off a front bumper, I should say, of a truck. Actually, I may have been wrong here. He was sideways coming out of 2, so we'll play it way back here, right through the corner. Keep an eye on Ryan Pinnell in that 18. He was an innocent bystander. Car truck came down on him, and he just couldn't get it saved there. Luckily, doesn't hit anything else, but definitely a wild ride for the 18 truck. Second time he's gone around here tonight. Similar spot, looking to try to keep all 4 wheels pointing in the right direction. So we'll cut back up to the front here. Obviously on lap 19 of 20. We'll see if anyone elects to come in. Because if you remember, before the pit stops came in, top 23 all did not come in. Now looking now, the highest of the drivers that came in under the last caution was Callie Height, I should say, who pitted on lap 3, along with Christopher Pendell and Richard Gonzalez, to name a few. But most of this top half of the field electing to stay out under the first caution, and we'll see how many come down here tonight. And it looks like that's pretty much the whole field, all boot, scooting, boogieing, all down to pit lane here, even though that analogy would work better for Texas. One truck staying out. We'll see exactly who that is. I think that's Richard O'Day. Nope, yeah, it is Richard O'Day. He will get one of his laps back here via the wave around. He is staying out here. Actually, may have been the lucky dog, because he was one. Yeah, he is the lucky dog, so he's getting his lap back via the lucky dog. And now should be on, actually, I think he's still 1 down, so going to need another caution to get back in this. So here's Piz Road. Very, very busy. Whole field's in. We'll see who comes out ahead. Here's Virgil Cruz can get the job done. Away they all fly, and it looks like it's going to be Parkhurst by a fender. Parkhurst, Adams, Hagan, Estep, Posnetsky, Markowski, Santiago, Denny, Rodriguez, McBride. Your top 10 on the race off pit lane. You got to give it to Adams' crew there. He was just in top 5, and his crew got him a good stop. He was able to launch his way up along with John Hagan, who also launched his way up as well, as he was just on the outside of the top 10. So Adams, Hagan's, Estep's, and Posnetsky's crews doing work in getting their driver into contention to be up near the front. Parkhurst, with that front pit stop, reigns supreme, will take the green flag here in the lead, as there's Casey Ellis trying to get the wave around after getting that truck fixed up quite nicely, but multiple laps down, currently 10 to be exact. Actually more than 10, because 10 to Pugh and another 5, so just trying to get points here. Ellis will now be basically 14 laps down instead of 15. Currently 14, so yeah. And it looks like Ellis will actually come in. Actually, it looks like she was going to come in, but it looks like, yep, she is in. So she will not take the wave around here and will stay 15 laps down. All right, so we'll take a quick look at the race summary here as the field gets bunched up here. Obviously, 20 laps completed of 62, 42 laps to go, 2 cautions for 6 laps, and 5 lead changes, even though you probably count the 5 drivers on one hand, which is obviously what you can do with one hand, unless you're missing a finger. But at the very least, though, drivers kind of most of the same drivers we've seen up in the front pack, changing positions, Parker's, Rodriguez, Jones, to name a few of those 5. So lights are out on the pace car here. We'll be going green this time by on lap 22. It's going to be Parkhurst again in control, similar to the first restart of the night, with Jonathan Adams to his outside. So pace car going to pull off. It's going to Parkhurst's control. Green flag is out. And away he will launch, and he gets a great restart. No Jonathan Adams in sight. Adams is now under pressure from the 81 to Hagan, second. So Parkhurst will have full control where he wants to go, and he will go to the top heading into 1. Trucks begin to fan out here, pick high and low lanes respectively. You can see John Hagan, he hasn't led a lap here tonight. He's one of those few drivers has led a lap in almost every race so far this season, except the one he did not compete in. Looking to try to lead a lap here. You can see that charge on the 81 on the low line. Going to try to get clear. Angel Santiago can ping pong there, right there in the top 5. Cars begin to fan out, and that's not going to be good enough. There's multiple trucks involved here. Face of action going to take pretty much 15th on back. 10th on back, I should say. All taking a bit of a spin there involved. See how many got the worst lick of it. A lot of them just looked like they went through the grass or maybe got lightly loose. You can see already one truck with some damage. The 33 having a good lick there. There's the 8 as well. William Frazier's truck looks good. There's Zach Wright. He's got some battle scars from that. There's Ryan Pinnell, also involved in another caution. There is 5, and then there is the 00 Pacey Wygant. He's back with a bit of the squirrels there. That's why sometimes you got to get good pit stops, because if you get a bad pit stop, it could end up playing a bit of a bad factor there, and you could be in a bit of a problem or involved in an incident. Joe Rodriguez also got some damage as well, hearing through chat here at the moment. We'll see if we can get a replay of that, because we saw Angel kind of get ping-pong there, and at that point, it was a wild ride. So here is our replay here. I'm going to cut a little bit back here at the moment. We're following the 37 truck right now. Obviously, you can see the ping-pong up there near the front with Angel. You see trucks already taking a face of action. Here's multiple trucks sitting here. It's going to be a secondary incident here. See the 00 makes it through relatively unscathed. There's the 23 Angel Santiago. So now we're on board here with Angel. Does he get taken 4 wide here? It almost looked like in the replay Joel kind of sent one here, similar to what he did to Byron Jones. See Cole here. You can see Mongold on his inside. 4 wide Joel. And oh, it was on the high side with a 33. Not really Joel in that situation, but Joel gets a good crunkle there for his troubles. And there's the 23 Mango Pepsi machine, who again could have been a lot worse for what it was, but relatively unscathed for all it really was. Looks like we'll buff out at the very least, but track position will be lost. So one more perspective here, run board here. Wizstead 33, there's a little bump, and right there, basically shunts 23 at that point. A 9 comes out in front of him. At that point, he's just getting topsy-turvy, and he gets doored hard there by that black and yellow truck. And then he'll get it going here, but obviously some aerodynamic performance will be definitely affected from that hit he took. So back to lap 24. Didn't get many laps there in that run before caution was called. So unlikely we're going to see, as we just saw the first window go by here. So here's our race summary, lap 23-62. 189 caution, 39 laps to go, 3 cautions, 8 caution laps, 6 lead changes there with Hagan now joining the 6 club there as he will take position. Those pit stops already occurred last time by. Looking now to see if anyone new comes in here. Obviously, see a few trucks: Ryan Pinnell, Angel Santiago, Johnsville, Pew, and Ellis were all on pit lane last time by. Some obviously with long repairs like Smeal, Santiago, Pinnell, Blowers, and a few others with long pit lane times that are fixing their cars. Right on the bumper shot here of our current race leader, John Hagan. He will take us to green here this time by. Now a little side skirt shot. Is that a Superman SIC on the corner panel? I think it is. I can see Man of Steel under it. So riding with Superman's cape, you could argue, on the back of it at the very least. But it's going to be Hagan, Adams, Parkhurst, Estep, Hawes, Nensky, Mangold, Clavitt, Denny, Jones, Height. Your top 10 here as we're going to come back to green. See the pace cars right on board here with John Hagan. Just a Sticks tradition to ride on with the car that's in first place to show the restart in perspective. Green flag is not out yet. Pace car has pulled off. Green flag is out. We'll see if he times it well, and he does. Leaves Jonathan Adams in the dust. So similar to the previous restart, Adams could not time it as well. We've seen other drivers do, and he will be under challenge here from second. So you see a little bit of the strings there from the puppet as we see them going off into one. Those trucks begin to fan out here, find spots here, decide what they can do here. Obviously with a little bit more warm tires now that they've had a couple laps of pacing. And you see Parker's gonna get a charge here, gonna slide up, get almost in front of Adams. Not fully clear there. Good wide shot to show you that Hagan will lead this lap this time by as most trucks are fanning out here fighting. Pause, Nensky, and Clavitt fighting there hard for 7th. Actually, Mongol, I should say, fighting for 6th, and then Clavitt right behind him, 7th right there in that Bumblebee yellow 56. Clavitt always seems to be in a situation where we'll do a wide shot there at the 41. Clavitt always seems to be in a spot late in a race where he can kind of find, he's currently the points leader for a reason. He finds a way to put that truck in a late spot where he's like, all right, late in the race, let me just pull on up and put myself in the top 5. He was able to kind of get the go and get tough when the second half of the race goes on, but that will have to hold. Here we see 2 trucks spinning in the back. Who exactly they were here. Another truck going to get involved here. Looks like it's the 5, the 51, the 46 involved there at the very least. Actually, it's the 37, I should say. So it's the 37. The 5 of Richard Gonzalez, the 51 of Jeremy Breo, and then I think it's not the 37, the 39 of Tristan Bayer. Oh, that's a little bit iffy. That's live action, folks, by the way. That's not a replay. And that's the 51 and the 5. A little bit of displeasure there at the very least being shown as Breo and Gonzalez come to touch in there. Yeah, and Gonzalez not thrilled. That was Breo kind of maybe let emotions fly there at the very least. It was cut back. It was still on live action. We'll see if we can get a replay exactly what happened. Styx is pulling that up here. We'll see if anyone elects to pull in here as she is getting the replay ready to go here. And it looks like no major takers here from the top 10. Obviously, some of the trucks involved in that incident will definitely be coming in, like Tristan Bayer, a few others. But looking like Ryan Pinnell on down will elect to traverse down the pit lane here and take service. So Pinnell, Blowers, and a few others. We'll take a look at the replay. We'll have to hold that thought. Take a look exactly what happened here. So high in the sky here. See exactly what happened. Luckily, that wasn't the lap where it happened yet, so we're coming to the next time by. So the pace cars are already out, so it's further behind us, it looks like. Yeah, because it was coming off of 4. Yeah, Breo, maybe riding board here with Breo would be the best choice here. Yeah, there we can see a bit of the after-school activities there. But, yeah, so there's Bayer, there's Breo, and there's Gonzalez. So it's going to be those three fighting three wide here. They're currently back here around the mid-20s, if you will. See Breo side by side. Breo kind of, Oh, that's a bit of a big lick, big ride. Almost a blower for the 51, but just a bit of a ping pong with a 5 in the middle. And then you can see 5 going off the grass trying to save it. Still a bit loose, going to cut through 50 lane, which is a bad omen. And you can see the 51 obviously not too thrilled here. Little bump there to the 5, basically pushing him. Yeah. You'll see here as we ride over here with Breo, you can just see here, I'll just give him a little hook there and spin the 5 around and put him in the wall. So, yeah, that's probably not going to be too fondly, happily applied by the stewards here. They will not be too thrilled with the 51's actions there. Tempers get high around here about Michigan at the very least, but got words with the driver, try to settle after the race on the racing surface. But anyway, back to the front here. Obviously, no one in the major top 10 came in that time by. Actually, for a record, the top 15 have not yet pit here, as we'll take a quick look at the race summary here. 33 laps to go, 4 cautions, 12 caution laps, 7 lead changes, as Adams took over the lead from Hagan, and will also now join that lead change club. All right. So pace car obviously going to come off this time by, obviously it looked like, I think who's actually got the lucky dog, but with looking at the field right now, we have, well, had coming to the last caution, 29 trucks on the lead lap. Obviously with Breo having mass damage, he may be told to take it behind the wall here. Richard Gonzalez also on pit lane as well at the time being, but he came in a second time, so he is still going. But at the moment, it looks like we have 28 trucks going to be on the lead lap here, with Richard Gonzalez being the last of those. Jeremy Breo going to be the first truck, going to be 1 down here, possibly more depending. And then David Pugh 9 down, Casey Ellis 14 down, and the rest retirements of Eichler. And, well, Eichler is the only retirement still behind the wall here right now. So 28 trucks still on the lead lap, 30 trucks still running, but that will have to hold that thought as pace car is getting ready to pull off here. It's going to be on Adams' control here.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out and away we go. Will come up here. Looks like a little bit of commotion in the back there, but everyone's got it pointed correctly. You can see battle for second as Mongold going to try to get around Hagan. Stand by, we'll be at halfway, so we're coming close, seeing a conclusion in this race. Adam's going to cover high here, allow Mongold, and it's probably his sponsor, similar team situation here, to get a good run here. Similar to what we saw with the 48 and the 00. Kind of work together with your friends and help them get runs here. And if you can take the top 2 spots, it makes it a hard spot. Allow the 3rd place car to make a run when you control the top to the front 2 lanes. See, Mongold going to get a good charge here. Not going to be able really to arc into the corner here. Going to get some good slipstream though from the 83 of Adams. But Hagan throwing hard and staying tough on that high side line. There's the rest of the trucks, pretty much single file there. Look a little further back, Height and Denny, also Height and Oberstadt having a little bit of a tip-top battle. Just a little bit further in line, just that's where top 10 is right now. Height trying to stay in the top 10, Oberstadt willing to try to take it away here. And you can see commotion beginning to farm here. Height fights position, but they're also up front. Hagan going to try to charge around here. Lead back, but there, look at that battle. Be Posnensky and Height. Height already up 2 spots from where she started. Well, started on the last restart, I should say. And they're back to the race lead. Adams going to try to charge out and basically pull ahead here of Hagan, but Hagan going to keep his footing around the high side, which is something he is known to do, and he'll keep it high on the right side. And Adams is going to slot in the second here, with the Mongold now still in third. Going to have to take a charge here and work maybe with the 83 to get something done. But look at Height there being sneaky fast, and Byron Pacey Wygen on that very low side there. They're trying to get to the front in a quick here. They want to charge up here and challenge for the lead and add some more names to that lead change counter here. We're on lap 34 right now. That right there, the 48 of Byron Jones. Low side right now. Going to get some charge here, possibly on the 83 of Adams. That's getting pretty racy there. One truck going to try to make it 3 wide in the back there. And we're riding on board here with a 3 at Callie Height. What can Height do with 2 lines here? Keep an eye on the low side. She's now 3 wide. You can see on the second here on the low side, you see the 0-0 there, taking no prisoners, and it's going to be a 2-for-1 blue light special with Pacey Wygent up now 2 spots, but it's not going to be easy for him to hold it, as he'll have no toe. The 48 will come down low and help pull that 0-0 line to try to keep those 2 spots. And now the 0-0 will lose what he just gained. We'll see if he can hold it coming out of 1 and 2 here. Race there, Avery will come up, take back, will keep second. Look at that big wobble there for the 0-0. Way out of line, did not feel comfortable behind the 41. Will try to venture on the low side here. Oh, 38 and 3 touch, 38 sideways. He has saved it. Give that man a medal there for saving it, and give Callie some props too for not looping it or finishing the job. Obviously, Mongold not going to be too far. Oh, well, we'll have to hold too soon there. One truck with a big lick there. And that is going to be, let's see the number here, but it looks like one of the Carolina Beagle racing machines. Oh, another truck around there too, that looked like. Yeah, Pendel and Stefan Oberstedt was the one that spun there, and there's Christopher Pendel right there. Bit wounded, we'll give the wall a little tap there, try to spin it around. So we had it saved, and it ended up could not be kept saved, and that will trigger our 5th caution of the night. Yep, there's 6 is pulling up some adjustments, showing us nice little some overhead cameras and whatnot. We'll see if we can get a replay pulled up here just in a second here. Before we do that, we'll see if anyone elects to come down and hit pit rain here for the top half. Obviously, a few trucks involved in that incident. We'll definitely be moseying on down pit lane. We'll see if the rest of the leaders come in. But we'll have to hold that thought. Let's take a look at the replay here. Right there's Dean Klavitz side by side with the 88. Now, Austin Mongold's going to be obviously falling back here. It's going to be ahead of what happened with him. You can see right now there's Dean Clavitt on the high side. There on the low side is, well, Willie Frazier. And oh, right there, a bit of a hook. 88 gets sent sideways. Big lick in the wall there. Ping pongs him back almost into Posnetsky, who barely gets away with it. Look at that. And then Posnetsky trying to avoid it, ends up getting into Pendel, who actually has it saved here for a second. But comes back down and losing it. It was still a little loose there. They both go sideways, and in the wall both go up. 41 won the wall, the 94 did not. So a bit of a big lick there for the 41. And there's the 94. So back to live action here. Show you who exactly has won the race off pit lane here. And we've had an interesting situation. Martin Roberg has elected to stay, no, not stay out, but he's elected to take a 2-tire pit stop. So he has gambled that he can make those 2 tires work here and take track position. After that, it's Hagan, Adams, Jones, Parkhurst, Height, Wygent, Frazier, O'Day, Estep. Got to give some points to O'Day. Even though it looks like O'Day elected to take a fuel-only stop to get track position, he was 2 down early on this race, with coming in late, not much track time, currently sitting inside the top 10. So a bit of a hat tip for him. We'll see if he can hang on to that top 10 with the no tires. Callie, Six brings a good point. That is supposed to be the data for Callie Height. We're trying to check, but her data not showing up. So, yeah, that bar goes blank. That is Callie Height that we are focusing on. Yeah. Very weird ATO. Gotta love it. We'll see a quick reset here. So the graphics will go away just for a second here. We'll see if we can fix everything here. So we'll take this old school style here. Old NASCAR broadcast when you only get graphics updates every 10 laps, when you get a little ticker on the top of the screen. So we'll see if we get this reset here just quickly. My voice already fits that of a 70 commentator who had a few marbles before coming onto the booth. There we go. We got the graphics out back up on the top here. We'll see if Kelly's data has now joined the fray here. Yay! It's working! Oh! That looks like something happened there. Maybe a bit of chaos here still. Temperature's still kind of a bit high here with these drivers. Let's take a look here exactly what happened. I think exactly what that is was... Okay, no, so luckily no one had a similar incident, just kind of got a little low off the line and ended up making that happen there. So he got back in line though, he is all good, or she, I didn't see exactly who it was, but regardless, Martin Roberg has control of this race here. He will be on his 2-tire escapade here. We'll see if he can make something work here. Right on board here with said 29 truck. Green flag is out and away he goes, and a good launch there, even with the 2 tires. And Adams will now have a chance to challenge Hagen going off into 1. Take a second to rest my voice so you can see Roberg falling a bit back there, currently out challenging for 4th as Adams is able to ride the wave and get around. And this lap will go to Adams here on 39 coming to 40s. We have 23 laps to go. And I think we're good to go on pit stops, bearing another caution. So the rest of the field should be good to go as we saw them go about 20 on a previous stint. So they should be at the very least good to go, maybe with some slight saving. But Hagen now going to try to charge it on the low side here. He wants that lead back. He does not want John Denham to join the Winners Club. He wants the Winners Clubs all to himself, but have to slot back in to 2nd. And there you can see big move there by the 48. Remember, he went around earlier. Back up here front trying to challenge. Callie Height. Ooh, big situation with the 71 there. No wreck though, but they had a little bit of a tiff-toff battle there. Still tiff-toff 3 wide with Santiago, Frazier, and Height. Hope the sticks here coming into the corner. You can see the racing up there in the front there. Looks like it will stay clean. Frazier cannot get the run off. Height, Santiago will still be side by side. Look up there again. Hagen, Adams, 1-2. Then you got Jones, and then you got Wygant and Roberg holding down that top 5. Well, 4th and 5th respectively. And then Parker's there in 6th. Trying to find lines. Good to have teammates in this situation. Obviously, we're a little bit of ways away from another plate race, but it's good to kind of know where your friends are. Adams going to take that lap and lead that lap with 21 to go. Look at that. Hagen got up. We know he's known for being aggressive. He wants that lead back. He's still side on the quarter panel. He's shoving Adams up the road there. Adams keeping his foot in it, not going to give away too easily, and he'll try to answer back here. Adams aggressively side drafting. Run's going to favor Hagen here going into the corner, but Adams could drive back off here. Look at that, trying to close the door. Adams hits the wall. Adams still sideways. He'll keep it pointed in the right direction, and we'll keep this clean. Obviously, Adams not going to be happy. We do have a caution anyway, though. Yellow flag was triggered. See exactly for who here. Much further back, though. Maybe a bit of an accordion effect. Looks like it was Ode possibly crashed here. Yeah, it was Richard Ode that had a little bit of an incident from the checkup that caused. So that will be, the Ode is the 78. So we'll see if we get a check of that replay right there. But yeah, the checkup, kind of that incident with Adams caused a bit of checkup. But that will bail out Adams, who's looking about to lose a couple of spots there. But because of the time of the caution, instead of maybe falling outside the top 10, he's now going to be currently still inside the top 10 with a chance to charge back. Currently actually up to 5th. So he'll make this happen. So we'll take a look at the replay here. It's going to be a little bit further back. Right about there-ish. Keep an eye on that black and teal numbered 78. Right there. You can see him get kind of ran over there by that red truck. I think that was, it's not Austin, maybe an Austin Mongold that ran at the back of him. I think Mongold may be a bit darker of a scheme. So we'll actually room it back and we'll see who is acting, because the checkup caused this. Yeah, it was the 38. It was the 38 of Austin Mongold. As you can see here, obviously running back here. Ode did not take tires on the last restart. And the checkup happens here. Gets on the brakes just a bit. Mongold tries to split him and runs into the back of the 78. So taking a look here from the back end camera of Ode. He really checks up. We'll check the speedometer here too, see if we can get maybe a check here, see exactly what happened. Speedometer won't work, so never mind. We'll just have to kind of judge it by eye. You can see he gets on the brakes a bit. Yeah, he's off throttle, and Mongold just, boom. Looks like we also had a little bit of an incident back on pit lane entry 2 with Santiago. A little bit of chaos with drivers coming in. Obviously, most of the field came while we were watching that replay. Almost a few cars ended up getting damaged. Luckily, everyone kept it straight, but obviously temperatures are getting the flare here. We're only 19 to go. Tempers are starting to fly. With 19 to go, 2 caution laps, 0 that number isn't right there. There's not 2 cautions so far this race. We've had 6 cautions. Yeah, we've had 6 cautions. Can't tell you exactly how many laps that it's been because I think we were at, we'll call it about 3 laps of pace, 2 laps. We'll say about 13, 14. So 14 laps of pacing, 6 cautions, 19 to go, and we'll call it 8 lead changes. So anyway, we'll take a look at the starting order here. A few trucks electing to stay out. Willie Frazier, Joe Rodriguez, and Patrick Oberstadt all staying out. Jonathan Adams, Callie Height, John Hagen. Callie Height and Jonathan Adams both taking fuel only. John Hagen taking 2 tires. Clavitt, Smeal taking fuel only. First driver to take 4 tires are the teammates of Pacey Wygant and Byron Jones. Both of them elected to take 4 tires. So, interesting situations. We see a mixture of strategies with 18 to go. Well, it's going to be interesting to see because you got the top 3 who pitted on 36, but did not pit on the last caution. Tires should not be that much of a deficit. Then you got most of the field inside the top 10 electing to go fuel only or 2 tires in the case of John Hagen. And then you got the 4 tires of Wygant, Jones, and Roberg. So Roberg's gamble actually paid off. It'll be net P11 with now some fresh tires to try to go on the attack. Nice little blimp shot. Right on board here with the 9, who actually paint scheme is finally loaded in, so you get to see the Christmas decoration. We'll now ride on board here with the 71 of Frazier. Pace car is in. Green flag is out, and away we go. Good launch in about the 71, but the 9 still holding station, looking to try to keep second there. And look at that, look at that. John Hagen wanted to take advantage of those 2 tires, going to bully his way through here. Not going to make any friends doing it, but he knows the lead's important to him. Get around the cars on older tires and make it work, and he'll be up the P1, 4 spots gain there. More than a blue light special. You can call that maybe a gold special or something. He has made great pace there. 3 wide for second, though. Is it Ray-John D. Clavitt going to try to take it 4 wide. Thinks better of it. Will settle in the top 5 at least for now. As you can see, those 3 trucks, all the trucks that stayed out, trying to fight for position here. Oh, a little touch there, a little touch. We'll keep it clean. Well, semi-clean, but still green. Look at that, tires paying off there. That's Pacey Wygant. Gonna try to make it to 2 wides and 3 backs and in the back. That is Roberg, still green. And we stay green there. Gonna check up the field a bit here, though. Everyone's going to be in different lines, but Roberg caused the incident there, but no full spin, no caution. Back up here to the front, you can see right there a charge. Joel Rodriguez has a fast 9 truck, wants to try to get to the lead. Get it back from Hagen. Ooh, covers low. Oh, look at that block. Oh, look at that block. Hagen does not want to give it up. And that's going to open the door for the high side. Here's Jonathan Adams. Oh, Jonathan Adams going to try to keep his foot in it. 3 wide for the lead. Oh, around goes Lily Frazier in the wall hard. It looks like maybe Lily Frazier on the outside wall. Another truck went low to the inside. Looks like it was Callie Height also was involved as well. So the ladies of the HTL Truck Series not having the best of luck there with 15 to go. You can see, though, as it was brewing, though, you could tell caution was brewing under the seams there. And eventually it finally ripped off. And you can see that 71 very heavily damaged. So we get a nice little blimp shot here to kind of see the field get caught up here. We'll see if we get a replay in a second here. So see exactly. We got a all right perspective. While that happens, we'll give you a race summary real fast. 48 of 62 done, 14 laps to go. That was not the third caution, it's the 7th caution for about 16 pace laps, and lead changes now up to 13. All the other stats seem correct except the cautions and the pace laps. So 2 out of the 4 stats stayed. So we'll check the pit lane here. Obviously, a good chunk of the field came in last time. We'll see if anyone elects to come in this time. Track position is key, though, and looking like, oh, baby. A lot of trucks coming in here. Adams leads the way with Clavitt, Rodriguez, Oberstadt, Parkhurst, Neal, Pendel, Estep, Pennell, Ryan Pennell, Mongold, Wright, Blowers, McBride, Posnetsky all in. Just look at that little pit road, little timing and scoring board right there, just to show you who is in here. Almost the whole field is in. Few trucks stay out, though. John Hagan keeps the lead. Remember, took 2 tires on the last stop, gambling for track position. Then you got Wygant, Denny, Santiago, and Jones all came in for 4 tires on the last stop on 43. And then you have Carter and Bayer, who both came out of 43, fixed their trucks up, though. So they may have some damage that could be a bit of affecting them. Here's the race off pit lane here, and it's going to be Jonathan Adams' crew with the 4-tire stop, giving them the spot with Clavitt, Rodriguez, Oberstadt, Smeal, Parkhurst, Estep. Major trucks that got off there and won the pit, were on the race to pit lane, with Adams winning the race off pit lane. But he will now line up in 8th outside of row 4. So he's going to have some work to do, but with 13 laps to go and how easy you can get to the front, if you know what you're doing, it's still game on for those trucks. So we got a nice little wide shot here. We'll see if we can find that replay again. Styx is currently on the case, like a detective prowling the evidence. We'll see if she can find something, as we see the field going to take the 1 to go this time by. While we pull that up, though, if we can get that up, it doesn't look like we'll be able to, sadly, but we got a good perspective of what exactly happened there from our shots. But looking to see who is still running at... Oh, we do have the replay. All right. So see here, you can see the raciness. Keep an eye on that blue and teal machine. That someone gets hooked in the wall. Callie then gets sent the other direction. And similar to what we saw in the opening up with Ellis, except this time is able to get on the brakes and not hit that inside wall. So able to avoid major damage, but now going to be further back. So lights out on the pace truck. It's going to be Hagan, Wygant, Danny Santiago, Jones, Carter, Bayer, Clavitt. Remember, Clavitt, first car to come off pit lane. Well, first car to be on the race off pit lane along with Jonathan Adams. They pinned under the last caution. Top 7 all stayed out. And with Breyer and Carter's damage clocks, they may not be the strongest trucks there. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge. So the question remains, with coming to 11 to go, can the drivers that pitted under the last caution, not much of a deficit in tires, about 5-ish laps, can they hold on the charge? Or even John Hagan on 2 tires currently in the lead, can they hang on? Or is it going to be Clavitt, Adams, Rodriguez, Oberstadt, and the rest of the field that came in for 4 sweeping up? I'll have to find out soon. Pace cars off, right bar here with John Hagen. Green flag is out. And away we go. Good restart. Pacey, something we haven't seen him do much of. Not timing the restart well. And looking a little further back, you see Jonathan Adams already trying to get around here. He knows he's got to get moving quickly. Cannot sit around and wait around some damaged trucks. One truck pulling down to the side there. That's Bayer getting out of the way. Not going to try to challenge here. Up front, Wygen going to try to make the move on Hagen. Wygen trying to go back to back. Hagen trying to keep, well, he get another win notch this season. Look at that, how close they're trying to swing swung here. Remember, Alfred Denny there in third. Filling in for, usually he's the 40 of E-Step, doing a fill-in right here in this 40 truck. You know, E-Step's also in the field as well, but irregardless of that point, you can see a nice side shot here as he challenges for second. Look at the conjugation behind him, Jonathan Adams. Remember, pitted for 4 tires not that long ago, along with Joel Rodriguez, trying to get to the front here. Dean Clavin also in that fray, so you got 4 on the old strategy, 3 on the new. In this little pack we're watching. Wygen, Hagen, side by side for first. Danny now going to be on a charge from Santiago with some help from Clavin. Now 9 to go. Oh, look at that. Side drafted aggressively there from Wygen. Trying to get the toe on Hagen. Hagen will be clear, at least for a second. Wygen going to try to challenge back here, going into 3. Danny side by side with Santiago for the last step of the podium. Oh, indeed. As we see Wygen lead the lap, 3 wide for third. Adams laying it all on the cards here. Trying to make it 4 wide almost for the lead. Santiago not going to be close enough. Still 3 wide though. Looks like Adams will get clear here. Adams now up to third. Look at that. Oh, around in the back. That's Austin Mongold. Multiple trucks. 1 truck hits the inside wall hard. Oh, they almost involved there. It was Callie Height. Similar situation the last caution, except this time she hits the inside wall, and that's going to damage that 3 truck. Other trucks involved, including Austin Mongold, we already said. And yeah, Callie Height just jumped the pitch. That engine is destroyed. Similar to Casey Ellis here on lap 1, who actually, Ellis is running right there, actually. There's Austin Mongold still pointing in the right direction. Did not get the worst lick of that caution. 7 to go here. So we're going to get a replay here, right here. Field gets bunched back up here. Good little look here. Keep an eye. It's going to be Mongold here in the back. He's battling Byron Jones, along with Parkhurst, Smeal. Yeah, he gets loose off. Still pointed right, and at that point it swings the other direction. Maybe a little netco too, and bam! And then you see Parkhurst gets into Height and sends Height hard into the inside wall there. You can see the puff of smoke there, and she'll get sent way off into Narnia. Oh, yeah. Whoa. Yeah, we're going to take a second look at that one. She rolled. She flipped. You can just see again. Yeah, we'll do a roll bar shot here. Going to give us good perspective. You can just see a little tap there. Smeal in the Parkers. Parkers in the Height. Height nowhere to go. Trying to get on the brakes, and whoop, she flips. You never like it as a race car driver when your feet are higher than your head. Well, actually, he lands on all 4 wheels, but obviously that engine is totaled. She has to tow to pit lane. I know the Callie Heights supporters in the chat not going to be too thrilled with that one, but at least she got a good flip out of it. But with 6 to go, it's going to be interesting. So Byron had a very close impact there too. Was right around the inside, but not end up getting involved. So anyway, here's the race leader, Pacey Wygen. No, basically, if you're not, track position is key, and top 17 did not come in. 18th, the first one to come in. Wright, McBride, Frazier, Posnetsky, Blowers, Carter, Bayer, Oberstadt, Mongold, Height, all in. Obviously, a good chunk of those trucks have had damages from previous cautions. Some, like James Wright and a few others, just coming in maybe to try, if this goes long, can maybe make something happen. Should be worth noting as well, if you are new here, they do have 3 attempts at a green-white checkered. If it does come to this, we're not going to enter a green-white checkered yet, though. We're on 6 to go. We'll be taking green with 4 to go. So no green-white checkered attempt yet, but just keep that in the back of your mind. If we end up seeing another caution, we'll most likely trigger the first green-white checkered, if we see a first caution. But right now, 6 to go. And you can see a truck getting their lap back. Just for record, as the field gets up here, actually I'll hold that thought here for a second and see if anyone gets the race off pit lane. Obviously, Height will go 1 down here. Bayer going to try to beat the pace. Yeah, pace car's on a truck. Race off Mongold and Oberstedt will also beat the pace car, but that will put Blowers and Height a lap down here. It actually looks like Bayers will not actually beat it, so Bayers will be a lap down as well. Rich Gonzalez has just pulled behind the wall. His day is done. He will also end up joining, seeing who's actually Jeremy Breo and Caleb Eichler behind the wall. So those 3 have called it a day. We're looking to see who's left here. We have, at the moment, just going to try to pull this up here, Zach McBride and Richard O'Day and Carter are the last 3 on the lead lap. Posnetsky, Wright, Mongold, Oberstedt, and Bayer also going to be on the lead up as well. So that's going to give us around 25 trucks, give or take, maybe 24 trucks. My count was a little off there. 24 trucks on the lead lap, with 27 still running with 2 on stationary pit lane. Going to try to get out here. If anyone from the first spot to the 24th spot and try to take this checkered flag still. If we get another caution, that could allow Bayer back in this, but with a damaged truck, he's going to have to hope for a miracle. So we're right on here with Pacey Wygen, trying to go back-to-back on his outside. John Hagan, only driver to win multiple races so far this truck series. Trying to put another one in that club. Then you got Danny Adams. Adams had good momentum on podiums. Danny looking to get a good finish. And our Clavet, the points leader behind them. Green flag is out. And away we go. Good launch there by Wygen. So Adams to challenge Hagan. Adams going to run the low side here, going to try to get a 2-for-1 special. Can't get fully clear of Wygen, but right now he's got that fender ahead. Adams going to come up with a little bit of help from Hagan. Hagan going to try to take second. Hagan's all seen a little bit in the back. Joe Rodriguez trying to get 4th away from Angel Santiago. Hagan now clear of, currently ahead of Adams. That will be a caution. Way in the back there. See exactly who. A lot of good trucks, some good trucks there. Christopher Pendel was involved. Bayer, Ellis. Some of the wounded trucks. There's Lily Frazier. There's Ryan Pinnell. So that will trigger our first green-white checkered more than likely with the pace lap. So that will be the first of 3 about to start here in a couple laps. That we'll be in a green-white checkered in a minute here, but right now we still got to do this pace lap. So that will be our 9th caution of the night, with now 3 to go. So here's our replay here, exactly what happened. Oh, Pinnell got touched by Pendel. Pendel went sideways and trucks are taking evasive action. And Ryan Pendel doesn't really hit anything. No one really gets major damage there, but that's still going to trigger a caution all the same. And then Pendel's light tap there. Oh, we see. See here as Sticks tries to find the best angle for us to see. Roddenberry with Ellis. Oh, way low there. Cuts the grass, mows the grass. Gonna miss pit lane commitment. Come back up. Obviously, Ellis is multiple down. Just trying to hope for some chaos here, maybe to get 1 extra spot. But with 17 down, likely not gonna happen. So back up to the front. Hagan was able to get just ahead at the point of the caution, and he will be the lead car on this first green-white checker attempt to 3. There on the high side, I think that's David Pugh, I believe. Nope, not David Pugh. It is Bayer. Okay, it was Bayer. He was the first one down. Similar paint scheme to the 60, but different machine. So he will now be on the lead lap, giving us 25 trucks on the lead lap. For those that obviously looking at the chat here real fast, taking a quick peek here. For those that predicted we have a green checkered, even though there wasn't an official poll in the chat, you are correct. It did happen here. Now again, it's kind of interesting. You got Adams, who's got the freshest tires. Well, him and Joe Rodriguez had the freshest tires in the top 4. And then you got Hagan, remember, who took 2 at 43. So he's got the worst tires here in the top 10. Because Wygant, who also pitted on 43, took 4. But Hagan showed that 2 tires can work still. But eventually, are those tires going to hit a point where that's no longer viable? Nice little blimp shot here. Lights are out on the pace car. So we are going to go green this time by for attempt number 1 of possibly 3 green-white checkers. Get the chat here, Callie, even though she is behind the, well, not behind the wall, but still in pit lane. She put fuel in it for all the green-white checkered attempts. She thought we'd have a max of 3. That's what she put in her truck before obviously the caution came out. Obviously, fuel should not be concerned for the drivers that pitted on obviously 49. If you came at 5660, definitely have enough fuel. Obviously, fuel concerns probably not even for the 43, but did they put enough fuel in it, extra fuel, to make sure they have enough for any amount of green-white checkers we have? Okay, so we're going to pull off here. It's going to be on Hagan's control with Adams. And it's Wygant, Rodriguez, Santiago Clavet, Estep, Denny, Oberstadt, Jones, your top 10. Green flag is out. And a good launch by Hagan as he's hit 2 to go here. Wygant will get clear for second. Adams will now fall down to third. There's Joe Rodriguez going to try to get ahead of Angel Santiago's top 5 single file. Clavet and Estep fighting for 6th. Look at that low line move by Wygant, trying to bully his way up there. These two have been fighting on and off the track. Well, not off the track, but fighting on the track here, trying to get the spot. Adams going to try to almost make it 3 wide here. Almost there. He will be a fender, almost 3 wide. Nice on-board shot by Adams. 1 lap truck going to get out of the way here, hopefully. And we are going to see the white flag this time by. Look at Adams pushing Hagan. Going to try to basically jump low here if he can get ahead of Wygant. Look at Joe Rodriguez. Going to try to send the move. Adams clears Wygant. Going to set himself up for a move here. That took aggressive amounts of steel to do, side by side. Look at that move in the back. 21 to E-step trying to get around Rodriguez, side by side. Does anyone have a charge here? Still pushing hard. Adams clear at the moment. Can he slide up in front of Hagan? Here comes Wygant with a run. It's going to be close. Wygant, can he pull out? Pushing Adams as they come to the line. Wygant, Hagan touch. Adams will win this race. Adams will get the win. Wygant second, Hagan third, E-step fourth, and Rodriguez will round out the top 5. Hat tip to Adams. Very bold move there. Saw the opportunity, made it work, and he will finally get a win here in the Truck Series. Was knocking on the door and will finally get it done. Wygant second, Hagan third, E-step fourth, Rodriguez fifth. That's how the top 5 will shake up. So as you can see, obviously cars slowing down here. There's Jonathan Adams getting some congratulatory taps. Gets a little push there from Stefan Oberstadt there. Those trucks beginning on pit lane. Obviously, John Lambs took good point there. Oh, John Hagen just spun Wygen on pit lane. Obviously, a little bit of a frustration building up there between those two drivers. Obviously, and Wygen going to come back here and try to hit Hagen, but could not do so. So tempers flaring here hard. Byron Jones also joined the fray too. But yeah, that's a lot of tempers you're throwing up, but that's not going to affect Jonathan Adams. He'll be joined by Smeal, Mongold, and Oberstadt. They will basically kind of join him in the burn down here. Took him a while. He had some good trucks, good pole position fights. Had some bad luck, but he finally got the monkey off the back at after Atlanta at the Rock and the race before, and now finally gets this win. And he'll be joined by all the Carolina Beagle teammates here as they will help him burn it down. As Jonathan Adams burns it down here, do not go anywhere. We'll see if we can get the top 3 in here. Obviously, second and third place may be a bit fumed with each other. See if they end up joining some interviews. But we know we'll probably hear from Jonathan Adams more excited than anyone else, especially with that late move. I hope we can at least get a replay of it eventually while we talk to him, and then that pull in the victory lane here. And we'll do another little spin just for good measure. Also, it's any consolation as well. It looks like he set the fast lap at the race as well. So, got everything but the pole position. So as he pulls into the victory lane here, we'll see if we'll give it a second if anyone else pops in. Adams is already there in the waiting room. We'll see if anyone else gets in there real fast before we... Yeah, we'll pull up the results real fast while we wait here. And you can see Jonathan Adams takes home the win. Pacey Wyget second, John Hagen third. Estep Rodriguez will make up the top 5 with Clavitt, Santiago, Oberstadt, Denny, and Markowski rounding out the top 10 here. We'll move a little bit further down. John Smeal, Byron Jones, James Wright, Zach McBride, Ryan Pennell, your top 15. Ode, Carter, Pendell, Mongold, Parkhurst, your top 20. Then we got Bayer, Oberstadt, Posnetsky, Roberg, Frazier, top 25. Last of the cars that finished on the lead lap. Then you got Blowers, who finished 6th down. Pugh, Height, Ellis, Breo, finishing 8, 10, 17, 26 laps down. And then Richard Gonzalez and Caleb Eichler, not Carter, someone else. Caleb Eichler finishing 32nd, first retirement of the night. So as drivers are filing, we'll bring in our race winner, Jonathan Adams. We'll hear from him right now. Jonathan Adams, this is Kevin in the ABM booth. You got a copy?
Here.
Yep. Well, you brought home the W here, but we'll start off where every story starts off in the beginning. And at the very least, qualifying, you had a pretty okay qualifying run here. Obviously, with the other cars in front of you that finished behind you in the podium, I should say, a little bit of a less strong qualifying. But how did you feel? I guess we know you're not the strongest when it comes to qualifying. At least you said yourself you feel better in the race. But how did you feel there during qualifying the race? Did you feel like during qualifying you had a truck that could challenge for the win?
Well, in qualifying, I was kind of feeling it out just to see. I didn't get much practice, so qualifying was just more of a feel it out, see where it goes. And well, I started. I think it was 12, 13. I'm not 100% sure exactly where I started.
Somewhere around there.
Patiently worked my way up field. It was kind of I'd say hard to pass when everyone was on even tires. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we saw, obviously, with the race, you worked your way up, back, forth. And obviously, I'll ask this question next. When it came to tires, was track position more important or were tires more important? Because we saw near the end, John Hagen pit on 43 and took 2 tires. So was tires important or more track position?
I feel like if there was like a 4-lap difference in the tires, I don't think it'd make that big of a difference. It didn't feel like that big of a difference, but towards the end, when it reached that like drop-off point, it definitely felt like tires were the way to go. But I could definitely tell in the first initial battle, working my way up, that tires felt pretty even. And I took no tires, and he took 2. It felt like he had a lot more grip than I did, but yeah.
Fair enough. Obviously, the main thing I obviously wanted to bring up here is that move on the last lap of the race. You pushed Adams, tried to get clear Wyget, and you basically sent a move that was do or die all in at basically the roulette table, and you basically made it work, and you got the charge and brought it home and out of 3 and 4 and won this race. But tell me, what Obviously on that lap, give us your retrospective for those last 2 laps there. Like what was going through your mind there and what you had to do to try to bring this W home.
Well, initially, I thought all three of us were going to wreck each other, knowing the way that we all race. I mean, I know we're all trying to be clean and all, but it was right through my mind. I thought, oh, we were all going to wreck each other just with how aggressive everything was. But um, just tried setting it up before. I tried getting the run off of 4 to go and get into the white. It kind of worked. I thought that lap car was going to get in the way. It kind of scared me a little bit when he started blinking out. I didn't know what to do. So yeah, it kind of worked out. I would say it worked out pretty well. I would hope so. But yeah.
I mean, it was impressive to see up here. It was basically a razor thin margin, but you were able to make it done, and then obviously you got the run off of 4 to finish it off. Last question here before worth noting. Obviously next week they are going. I will confirm the schedule here, but I believe it is going to be the Daytona Road Course. I will just confirm that right now, real fast. Give me 1 second. It is the Daytona Road Course. So how do you feel going left and right in a truck? Do you feel like we'll be seeing here for a 4th week in a row?
Well, I hope so. I feel really confident in the trucks at road courses. I have not done any racing at the Daytona Road Course other than the prototypes, so this will be a little bit different than that, I would think. But I'll just wing it like I usually do, like I have the last few weeks. Kind of roll with it, I guess, and go from there.
Fair enough. Obviously, as it is ABN tradition here, obviously you've been here the past couple weeks here, so you probably know what I'm going to say next. But obviously, as now a race winner, if there's anyone you want to thank, sponsors, family, friends, what have you, the floor is yours. Take it away, Jonathan.
Just want to shout out once again, Mr. John Smeal for the wonderful paint schemes as always, making all the Mossy Oak schemes for the team. Also want to shout out team owner, Mr. Steven Oberstadt as well, and all the rest of the teammates, Mr. Austin Mongold, and can't forget Steven's brother, Pat. And also want to shout out Ryan Pinnell. Go him. Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Well, that is that. Good run there here tonight. Good W at the end of the day, and hopefully, maybe we'll be talking to you next week at the road course.
Oh, my confidence is high. I hope so.
All right. Fair enough. You take care, and you have a good rest of your week.
All right. You too. Thank you.
And that will bring us nicely as he files on out. We will now talk to our second place driver, Pacey Wygen, who had quite an eventful last couple laps there, so we'll bring him in. Pacey, this is Kevin in the ABM booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All righty. Well, obviously, again, we'll kind of start off with qualifying here at the very least. Similar question I asked Jonathan Adams. He had a good quality run there at the very least up front, and we saw that truck was very strong at the very least. So again, after qualifying, obviously, I'm going to assume you felt like you had a truck that could win, but did you have the confidence? Well, obviously, you finished the podium, but did you have a confidence your truck was going to be strong here tonight?
Coming into the night, no.
No.
Like I said last week, this track's not one of my strong suits.
Fair enough, but obviously you kind of proved that wrong at least a little bit. Obviously, as the run went on, we saw you kind of go high and low, and then we saw the strategy when you came in on 43 for 4 tires. So I guess my next question will be here is I kind of asked a similar question to Jonathan Adams. Was this a situation where the tires were more important, or obviously maybe track position was more important? It was I saw in the late gamble you came in on 43, took 4, and then stayed out the rest of the way. So I'm gonna guess you were in a mindset that track position was more important than tires.
I mean, I just figured everybody was just causing cautions all race. So, I mean, having 20-lap old tires at the end was really going to be equal to like 5-lap tires at the end. So it wasn't really that big of a deal. And I knew I could make it to the end from there. So just sent it.
We also saw during the race as well, in certain situations, you were helping, possibly helping Byron Jones there in certain spots there, giving him runs, trying to box it out here. So kind of like we see at see at super speedways, helping out your teammates and whatnot's important. Were you kind of helping Byron there a bit, giving him runs, toes to try to make something happen?
I was trying there at the beginning, and then I don't know who, but somebody got into him, and we ended up getting separated for majority of the race there. And I was trying where I could, so.
Yeah, fair enough. Good. Hey, teammates always help other teammates there, quite in the end of the day. Last question would be, obviously, Take us through. I guess I'll ask you this next question too. Take us through those last couple laps there we saw in the green white checkered. Obviously, you had the run, and then we saw Hagen get pushed by Jones, Adams, I should say, and then Adams made a crazy move there to get low. So, kind of take us through that mind through those last couple laps. What was kind of going through your head on that last green white checkered attempt?
I just knew I needed to get a good start. Got a good start and got below Hagen there, and I don't know why I race him clean every time. He can't give me any room. He's got a pinch like it's the last lap every lap, and
Well, fair enough. At least that perspective.
It's just at that point trying to get draft and get back to where I could.
Fair enough. Obviously, last question will be with the road course now on the site, Daytona road course, I should say. How do you feel about the road course? Do you think you can bring this truck to a left and a right, and maybe bring another podium to the 00?
It's gonna be an interesting one. I don't know. I haven't ever touched the Daytona road course, at least not in these trucks. So it'll definitely be interesting. I'm not typically that great on road courses, but I managed to finish decent most of them, anyways.
Enough. I mean, going in the last week, you had no confidence in Michigan. You were still able to get a podium out of it, so you never know. Maybe we talk you in the victory circle here again. Last thing, is tradition around here in ABN. Does anyone want to thank sponsors, family, and friends? The floor is yours. Take it away.
First, I'd like to thank any sponsors or all the sponsors on my truck. Jones P&D, Sophia the Fierce, RIP always. I'd like to thank anybody in the chat that was watching and cheering for me, and y'all up in the booth for calling the good race, and HTL as a whole.
Fair enough. All right. Well, that will do it for that. Thank you for take your time to talk to us, Pacey, and maybe we'll be talking to you next week at the road course. We'll have to wait and see on that one. So you have a good rest of your week, and you take care.
Yep.
And that was Pacey Wygett, who finished second here. So we'll have one more driver to talk to here, and it's going to be the driver of the 81, John Hagen. So we will bring him in here right now. John Hagen, this is Kevin in the ABM booth. You got a copy?
I do.
All righty. Well, that was an eventful race, to say the least. But obviously, again, we'll kind of start off the beginning here. I'll throw the same question I threw out to the two other ones to you two as well. How did the truck feel to you here tonight? Obviously, you were able to get that truck on, or near the front row, I should say. So did you feel like you had a truck to go out there and win, at the very least?
I did. I mean, I saw it. I was side by side for the leader going into 3. But that's just whoever can hold it wide open better. And John had like 3-4 lap fresher tires or something. So he just could bomb it, hold it wide open, and not worry about scrub. I knew I could make my way up the pack if I wanted to, but early on, everybody was racing a little dicey, so I just sat and waited. And my pit crew threw out 13.2 second stop, and I went from 8th to 3rd on that first pit stop. And I was like, all right, now we're at the front. Let's hold it here. And that's what I did. So I gave myself a shot, and that's all I can ask for.
Fair enough. Obviously, we'll talk to that question here. Obviously, again, similar question to the other two. Obviously, it seemed from the previous two, track position, obviously, tire fall off wasn't that much of a difference, and track position, obviously, was a bit more key. And we saw that with that move on 41 when you came in on 43 and took only 2 tires, and you were the only driver really to do so. Everyone else that came in took fuel only or 4 tires. So kind of take us through your mind there. You obviously wanted track position, but were you worried that 4 tires wouldn't be enough?
When I took 2 there, I knew that the lefts weren't wearing, especially after like 10 laps where we ran 5 of them under caution. So I was more worried about my right rear giving up, especially with heightened fuel load. So I took the 2 rights, and I was like, whatever, I'll have a little bit more center off stability than everybody else. I didn't think I was going to be lights out faster. I just wanted that little scotch more stability. And I wanted it to go green is what I wanted it to. That's what I wanted all day, because I really like saving tires here at Michigan. But I mean, at the end, I switched to full push, and we sent it.
Fair enough. I guess the next question, obviously, again, green white checker was very a chaotic end there. We saw Adams make a big move in challenge and got the run off 3 and 4. So again, kind of take us through your mind on those last 2 laps too. What was kind of going through your mind there on that restart, and what you would have to do to try maybe keep that lead, or at the very least, obviously you ended up keeping it. But what was going through your mind there on that last green white checker attempt?
So getting the restart, I got a good enough launch, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, whoever's behind me is going to get the massive runoff too, because I'm sitting there plowing into air, and they're not. And Pacey did. He really got it into too. And I was a little surprised. I thought about going down there, but it's a little flatter, and I didn't want to bobble or shove up the hill and give it to him for free. So I ran that middle, knowing that could be side by side. And he apparently was pissed that I pinched off 2. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? Lay over and let you bomb it into 3 and clear me? So I pinched him and I ran them down the middle. And I mean, if anybody else did that to me, I'd understand. Like, you can't give up a send into 3 because you'll just clear them because you don't have enough tire wear for them to lift. They'll just be wide open and clear you easily. So that's why I did what I did. And he seemed not too thrilled about it. He decided to spin himself across my nose in the pit lane because of it. But I mean, he was telling me that he could have spun me a Pocono, and I'm like, well, you blocked me down the front stretch like 10 laps prior, and I could have spun you there, but I didn't. So I didn't feel bad about pinching him. I didn't feel bad about racing for a win. So
Fair enough.
I mean,
it's late race drama at the end there, and obviously two different drivers have two different opinions, and obviously hopefully you guys can hatch it out for the next race. Anyway, last question. With the road course, obviously next week, Daytona road course, how do you feel about lefts and rights in the truck? Do you think you can keep this dominating fashion going and add another win to the column you've already built up?
Oh, I feel better actually. I've been working on my road course stuff and I've gotten better. I was at Road Atlanta in real life this past weekend, and I was turning laps there in a race. So I'm feeling good about it. They need to fix the setup because I was practicing on it and it was hitting the chip like in the middle of 2 on the backstretch. So other than that, car felt great. I'm feeling good about my pace. I'll look for a top 10. Top 5 will be a win for me.
All right, fair enough. Obviously, as it is ABN tradition, you've been here at least more than once. If there's anyone to thank, sponsors, family, friends, what have you, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Thank you to my beautiful girlfriend for watching this race. Thank you to Jacob Shangle for painting me up good, and John Adams for being great. Shout out to y'all for throwing on the show, HTL Trucks. I'm going to halfway shout out Dean. But overall, it was great. Thank y'all.
Fair enough. Well, obviously, hopefully you can get some good rest of your weekend here, and hopefully we'll see you next week in Daytona Road Course, and hopefully you can put on a show there too. So have a good rest of your week, and you take care.
Thank you.
All righty, that will be John Hagan. That will do it for interviews. And obviously, we've already we'll do one more look flash of the results, and we will head on out of here. So, obviously, Jonathan Adams took the win. Wygant, Hagan, Estep, Rodriguez, your top 5. Clavitt, Santiago, Oberstedt, Denny, and Markowski rounding out the top 10. Smeal, Jones, Wright, McBride, Pinnell make your top 15. Ode, Carter, Pendel, Mongold, Parker's your top 20. Bayer, Oberstedt, Posnetsky, Roberg, Frazier, your top 25. Blowers, Pugh, Height, Ellis, Braille, your top 30, with Gonzalez and Eichler rounding out the last 2 spots. But that will do it for that. Obviously, if you're sad that there's no more HTL competitions this week, don't be too sad, because next week on ABN1, the Firecracker 300 is happening in the Cup Series. I'll be in the booth alongside Christina Ryan, and I believe Carmen will be doing something for that race. She'll probably be driving. That's what she's doing. So it'll be me and Christina again in the booth for that race here on ABN1. Race will start at 8. Well, coverage will start at 8. And then on Tuesday, presumably me and Six Bolsheviks will be in the booth again with me commentating, she manning the cameras. And that will be on Tuesday, 8:15, ABN1, as they'll be at the Daytona Road Course for the HTL trucks. But that will do it for that. I am Kevin Young. That doing the production was Six Bolsheviks, did a great job. But for both of us, we are signing off. So thank you, and have a good rest of your night.